Say that again, Craig. You want me to say something?
Yeah, if you could just give some general comments of entering conference play here.
Well, obviously we're struggling. There are unhappy people here, including me, and there are a lot of happy people around the country. But here's what I will tell you: there's no you would think locker room issue, player issue. There are none. I mean, we had an issue with one of our players, sent him home, and he's back now. Smile on his face instead of angry, and that he's smiling on his face, happy. Told the team, "Don't do what I did. You don't want to go home. I mean, this is where you want to be." They want to be coached. They're fighting. They're defending. They're rebounding. We turn it over too much. We're working on that. The biggest thing, we miss a lot of shots, but our execution on offense has got to get better, and we got time to continue to work on it. But the frame of mind, I've had a lot of more individual, how you feeling, where's your mentality? I told each of our players, man, be with at least one of our coaches, even if you got to go stay with them. Just, this stuff is different. I'm always asking how you're feeling, where are you mentally? But I haven't lost any faith in the team. I wish we would have won a couple games. It's kind of like buzzard luck. Nothing will die. We can't kill anything. And this shot misses by this shot, we don't finish a game, we turn it over here. But most of it is self-inflicted. But I'm happy they're fighting. I'm happy, and now we got to finish off a game. And it's not going to get easier. We're in a tough league. It's going to be hard. So we're going to have to go. No one is going to give us a game, and no one feels bad for us. We're going to have to go take one. And so that's the mentality. But I'm focused again on how do we get the execution offensively so we can get better shots we can make.
Okay, our first question is from John Hale.
Cal, is it still possible that you add a game midweek? And just what were the conversations like? I know you said Saturday that this is a team that needs to play more games. Was that an option? Is it still?
Yeah, it was. I mean, there were two teams in the MTE that we had that didn't play. Detroit, and their league would not let them play. And Hartford, who was in the MTE. And we thought about it. But, the other side of it is we were going back and forth. And I'm like, do we really want to prepare for another team when we're concerned about our team? And there are things that we got to get better. We got to execute better. Here, I'll give you an example. We had about 10 stops in a row. And we come up dry. Like 8 out of 10. You can't. But listen, 4 of those were turnovers where they got a layup coming down the other way. Well, you can't win games with those. So you got to really zero in. And the other thing is really break down offensively, because you can't just skirt through it and think they know, because they don't. This is an inexperienced team. But, what we were talking about was that, and it's not going to happen. So, we're focused on, okay, how do we do this? How do we continue to compete and get better?
Okay, next up is Ryan Curley of Dog Post.
Hey, Coach, how are you today?
Good.
I just want to get your thoughts on Georgia's 7-0 start. They started off pretty hot. I want to know what your thoughts were on that team and what their strengths are.
Well, I haven't seen him, but Tommy does a great job, and, he's got him playing. I mean, he's got them playing, and they lost some guys. Everybody thought, well, they're not going to be quite as good. Well, they're playing good. They're defending. They're doing some good stuff, so good on them.
Okay, next up is Jerry Tipton.
John, I wonder, with the start you guys are having, who you might consult with about how to handle it, or what past example maybe came to mind of a team in a similar situation that could benefit you guys?
Well, I've had a lot of friends of mine call and just say, my team started this way. We lost 5 in a row and went on to win a national title. My team, we were 5-7 and then went on to win the Big Ten, and my team was this. There are all multiple examples. But they had won games along the way, and then they hit a skid. Different boat right now, and trying to get these guys to consider, just in their mind, let's paint our own picture. This could be one of the great stories in the last 5 years if we can do this right. And you know, we've been right there on a bunch of these games. And you would have thought, okay, one of them falls your way or one thing finishes your way, and they've all went the other way. So let's hope as we go forward, usually you get a couple that fall your way. Now, sometimes I don't want to say this, it's the next season. You know, you're hoping it's your own season. We get out of 2020. I think the good news is not only do I want out of 2020, I think the whole country wants out of 2020, and let's start anew.
And I wondered, I've asked all the coaches about Keontae Johnson collapsing and how that impacts perspective on basketball.
Well, I had it with Marcus Camby when I was at UMass. Fell out right before he was in the hallway getting ready for the game where he was walking out in the St. Bonaventure game up there, and it happened. And he was in the hospital a week. It took 2 or 3 weeks before they let him, you know, come back on the court and, you know, did all the stuff. But it just, you look at everything you're doing. And in this case, anyone that's already had COVID, you know, you're like, whoa, wait a minute now. You know, are we sure? You check with your medical people. But, you know, I'm just happy the kid is safe, that, you know, he'll come back from this. And, you know, it just, you know, you can see why there are guys that say, hey, what are we doing? Because of that kind of situation. But, yeah, we're all concerned. I'm just as concerned with mental health. I keep coming back to it, but you know, I had a bunch of kids over my house at Christmas, and I know, wow, you gathered. Come on now. I mean, we've been tested 19 times a week, and they were just them and my wife and I. But I just think it's important. I've had guys come stay at the house. You know, this stuff is, and you know, and for me, I haven't been through many years like this, but I've been through stretches, but not the beginning of seasons like this. And you know, I'm feeling okay, but you sit there and you're not feeling like you normally do. What are these kids feeling like here, where it's like the weight of the world on their shoulders? And I want to let them know, you know, come on now, we're going to be fine. We're going to get better. And the other thing is, I say it all the time, you know, there are fans that are really into this, will be all for these kids. There are others that won't be. And my hope is they're on me about it. And the start and all the other stuff be on me. Don't let these kids alone. This is hard enough getting through COVID. Being at Kentucky, where we're 1-6 and whatever, and there's celebrations after beating us. I mean, literally, not just one team, like going crazy. We beat Kentucky. Well, yeah, we're 1-4 and 1-5 and 1-3. I mean, so it is what it is. You're at Kentucky. It's added. So I think, Jerry, it's not just that COVID, you know, what's it called, Eric? Myocarditis. Not just that. I'm talking mental health too, and I'm probably doing more things together with my team, knowing that if something happens, you know, it may slow us down, but I think it's important.
Thanks. Okay, next up is Larry Vaught.
Yeah, John, when you talk about Cameron coming back and being on the team, can you talk a little bit about your conversations with him? Because you said you had some expectations he had to make sure he was going to meet, and how did those conversations go?
Yeah, we did a call with his mother, his high school coach, and me, and Cam, and I told him what the expectations were. And I'll just go over one. One, I told him, you may not play a minute this year. How are you going to deal with that? What if you don't play? And I wanted everybody to hear that so that we understood that, This is for the long haul. This is to get you to change. And there were a couple other things that I said to him that, I absolutely expected. That if you wanted to be a part of it, this is how this would be. And he was great. I mean, I think the kid feels bad, but he had to have a wake-up call. And so, the conversation, he came in, hugged me, and Coach, I'm telling you, I'm going to be a different guy. Perfect. Because that's why you do things. I'm not doing it to prove a point. And all of you on this call know I discipline kids, and not one of you on here ever know it. So then it became, well, why this? Well, obviously, it went to a length that disciplining within wasn't working. So, and he's not a bad kid or any of that. So, but he's back now. And now he's back, and the team, they all were happy he was back. They knew he needed to change. And we move on. And now it's a blip in the screen, and, we still got some injured guys. And I've told some guys, okay, you're going to have an opportunity if this stays the way it is. And now you're going to have to go and have some fun and do what you do. Next man up. See, here's the issue with here being at Kentucky. Say you're here and you're a pretty good player and you're behind 2 first-round draft picks. Why didn't he play more? He should have played 25 minutes a game. He was behind 2 first-round draft picks, or 2 big guys who were first-round draft picks or lottery picks or whatever. This is a different deal. Sometimes you have to wait for your chance and then prove yourself. And I'm rooting for all these kids. I want them all to make it. I'm so proud of Michael Mulder and what he's doing. Michael Mulder was behind first-round draft picks. Even his senior year played 7-8 minutes. And I even tell him, look, I had nothing to do to help you. And he'll argue the point, but he did this because he learned to fight. And that dude never lost his spirit and his ability to fight. And his point was, if I can play against these guys every day in practice and hold my own, why can't I play in that league? And that's what he's doing. And so this is we got some guys now that are going to, how about Jacob got his opportunity? How did he look? Jacob was like our most aggressive offensive player. How did he look? Well, he didn't play a whole lot. You didn't play him, and he waited for his chance, and he went and did what he did. How about Davion? Davion wasn't playing much early. At the end of the day, the guys I'm in practice every day with these kids. And I know everybody thinks they know my team better than I do, and I'm fine. And let me tell you, the greatest thing about Kentucky is that you have a raging fan base. But when things are going south, you got to be able to deal with that. Or you're not going to have a raging fan base. You go like we are, and they say, next, who cares? Not here. And so having to deal with that is all part of growth. And I keep telling them this is a great thing to go through. Go through it now so you know everything's going against you and you're working. Stuff doesn't happen on your timetable. We got a tough game coming up. It may not happen on our timetable. We wanted to beat Louisville. We played that way. But you know what? The shot went boop, boop, and out. So now it's not on our timetable. Am I happy? No. I wish that shot would have went down. I wish we wouldn't have broke down. I wish he wouldn't have banked that 1-2 in. I could tell you 1,000 things, but it's not always on our timetable. I'm still focused on how do I get these guys better? How do I keep them going? How do I have fun? Listen, folks, if I don't have fun doing this, I can't help these kids. And I'm having fun. I had fun in the Louisville game until that last play that didn't go in. And then BJ got a good look at a 3, and then I was really unhappy, but not with him. And after the game, I kissed Olivier on the forehead and said, I'm going to go at you again in this situation. Called him in the office. I'd probably break into confidence. And I said, I have so much confidence in you to make that. He said, why do you have confidence in me to make it? I've missed it twice now. And I said, because I coached Brandon Knight, who missed 4 or 5 of those, and then we made shots in the NCAA tournament, one after the other, that got us to the Final Four. So I believe in you. You just keep playing. Here's the last thing I'm going to say, and hopefully, Craig, we're done. When you're playing like my team, Buzzard Luck, you're fighting, you're defending, you're rebounding, you're giving yourself a chance to win. Nothing's going your way. Offensively, you're not executing, you're not finishing, you're not making shots. You have to get away from skill and talent and worry about effort, high energy, fight. Are you ready for the last thing? Execution. Worry about those. Those don't take skill or talent. And that's what I'm trying to convince them of. What happens to us a lot of times is we're so into what I'm doing, you break down on our team stuff. But we're working on it. And like I said, this isn't where I want to be. I'm not used to being here. Am I up for this challenge? Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Am I mad at players? Absolutely not. I'm not mad at one player on this team. Could we have done some things there? Yeah, you go through this, do I know fans are upset? Yeah, I'm at Kentucky. They're probably losing. Now, I don't look at it, don't read it, don't look at the newspaper, don't look at the local news, so I don't know what anybody's saying. No one listens to me anyway, my wife, my dogs. I can't even get my dogs to sit with me right now, but we're going to prepare for the next one, prepare to play as well as we can play, prepare to execute better, continue to fight, defend, and rebound, and see where it goes.
Hey, Coach, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Happy holidays.